Yeah, Ray, are these players good enough now for next season at Arsenal going forward?
Oh, well, there's going to be a massive sit down with Edu and everybody's involved and say, look, we need better quality players, we need more characters, because, as I said before, you can get the team ready for the game, but once you get over that white line, it's all down to the player to say, right, do you really want it tonight? Come on. You know, let's get on the front foot. You don't always play great, but at least you can be a little bit of... do you know what it was like last night when I watched the first half? I was thinking, this is a mid-table game when there's 2 games left and they ain't playing for anything. And that's what I looked at the game. It's a semi-final. It's an opportunity to get in the final and get into Europe again. And the Champions League football, you know, you might be 90 minutes away. I know Manchester United will be a really tough game to beat Manchester United, but you're still 90 minutes away from being in Champions League football again, which they haven't been in for how many years now? I'm getting used to them not to being in Champions League now. We got used to them being in the Champions League year in, year out. It's gone the other way now.
So if there was... it's hard to... I was going to say, if it was a packed house... Would the Arsenal fans would they have allowed that performance last night?
I think there would have been a lot more urgency in the play, because I don't think the fans would have let how it was panning out in that first half even. You know, they would have got behind, come on.
Early on, I think first 10 minutes,
sometimes players react to fans, don't get me wrong. And that might have helped. I'm sure lots of clubs could have that same argument up and down the country. Sheffield United is a club that, you know, Sheffield United fans get behind, and would they be where they are now? I don't know. So it might have helped, but he's still the players. You can't worry about the fans. You've got to go out there and play for yourself, play for the team, and play for the importance of, you know, play for the shirt. And I didn't see enough urgency for me. As I said before, the tempo wasn't right in the game. You've got to start on the front foot. You've got to put it to Villarreal.
And it shouldn't be.
You got out of jail in the first leg.
Yeah, it shouldn't be for the young kids as well to do that.
Smith Rowe was having a go, wasn't he? And I know Saka didn't have his best game, but he's been brilliant this season. You can't knock people like that. But there's certain players who just didn't. For me, you know, another one was Tierney, but he's not fully fit. He wasn't going to probably start. And he had to start, and he tried to do his best, but he probably wasn't 100% fit. But they're the sort of guys you want in your team. And I just didn't see it. Partey was a little bit isolated in midfield, probably tactically. He went with Odegaard, who didn't have his best game. So certain players didn't have a good game. And Aubameyang couldn't get on the ball, couldn't create chances for him enough. So in the end, it was just, for me, it's the way they went out. Is a really disappointing thing.
So Arsenal fans, is Mikel the man to turn things around? You give him another chance. Ben, the Arsenal fan, has called us. The number 08717 22 33 Let's say good morning to Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Morning, chaps. You all right?
Yeah, but it's people are, you know, there's a few Arsenal fans around here, Ben, and they are walking around shaking their heads, mate, and you must be the same.
Absolutely. I'm just stood in the works car park now with hanging my head in shame. My boss is a Man United fan, so he's been giving me a bit of jip this morning so far.
Yeah, that's how it always is, isn't it? Bragging rights, isn't it, Ben?
Yeah.
But look, I don't know. How do you think about this situation? I think in the first leg he certainly got the team wrong, didn't he, Arteta? Absolutely. I mean, it was a bit of a shambles in that first half, and they got away with it. It was like they got a get out of jail card free really on the first leg, because that could have been over. The game could have been over. But I just looked at it last night, Ben. I don't know about you, but it looked like a mid-table game, 2 games to go.
Absolutely. I mean, listening to your conversation this morning about having big team players like your Adams and etc., I wouldn't have brought Tierney on instead. I would have brought Cedric on. Ideally, I don't think Tierney was 100%. I would have brought Cedric on instead. Also, looking at it as well, I think we could have done with Guendouzi last night. I think he's that type of player at the moment. If the team isn't doing right, if you're out of position, he is that player who's got that bit of bite, that bit of fire. Pull the team back in. And I also think we missed Xhaka last night.
Yeah.
He's another one of those players. If you're not doing your job right, he will let you know.
Yeah.
And I think everyone else was just very mediocre last night.
Martinelli.
Nice one, Ben.
He gives something different. Martinelli, he's one of them chases balls down and sometimes can make things happen. I don't know why you don't start him.
Those Arsenal players, they would have watched City. They would have watched, right? They'd have watched Chelsea.
Yeah.
And Man United were home and hose, weren't they?
You can tell them.
You'd have thought, come on, we're going to put a show on now.
Yeah, look at Man City. That was a prime example. I keep going back to that game. It was a brilliant game to watch. But how they defended when they didn't have the ball. They know PSG. I know that Mbappe was a big miss for PSG, but they still got quality players. And you see how they hunt the ball down. And how the desire, the tackles flying in. The way they control the games at times when they have to see a game out. It was brilliant to watch, Man City. And Chelsea done exactly the same.
Let me take one quick one as well. John, the Arsenal fan, he's called in. John, morning, hi.
Morning, gents.
Hi, John.
Morning, John.
Well, where do you want me to start?
First of all, talk about the manager, Arteta. Is he going to get time? Will they give him a chance?
He will, but he don't deserve it. He should never have got the job in the first place. How can they honestly sit there and say he's more qualified than Ancelotti at the same time and they're both free?
Yeah, no. Well, they took that gamble. I think they took the, you could say the easy route, but less financial package. He's not going to be on big money, Arteta. He'd be on decent money, but he ain't going to be on like the Ancelottis and people like that. And it's a little bit like Jose Mourinho.
I'm not sure about that, really.
No, I don't think he'll be on big money. First big job. I don't think, he won't be on nowhere near what Ancelotti and Mourinho and guys like that are on, because he's unproven. He's unproven. So, Mourinho, if you're going to say he's got all the backroom staff as well, you got to. And I'm thinking Arsenal at the time were going, well, what he's done at Manchester City as a coach, can he do the same as a manager? Now, we don't know. We didn't know till he's got his opportunity. Look, he might turn it around still. He might get the back in the summer and say, right, we can buy these sort of players and get his own team and see where you go. But he ain't going to get long. If they do keep him, he's not going to get long. If they have a poor start to the season next season, 4 or 5 games, and he doesn't win a game, or you can see there's a problem in the team still.
Because the crowds will be back.
That'd be it. That'd be all the
so
end of it.
Arsenal now set to miss out in European football for the first time in over 20 years.
I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down.
And here's Merson, and danger threatens for West Ham. Parlour, well taken by Ray Parlour.
My dad must have been in that one against West Ham. That was.
I'm just saying the words. He drinks a vodka drink. He drinks a whiskey drink. He's not. It's not talking about you, is he?
No.
That was Ray Parlour scoring
drink.
Upton Park in 96-97 season. The last time Arsenal missed out in European football. Whoa.
Was it?
So what happened there, Ray? What turned the season around?
I think that Arsene Wenger turning up. I think it was. I showed you the league table, didn't I?
Ipswich bottom.
Ipswich were bottom, and we was 12th. I think. I can't remember what year it was. Whether it was.
Well, that was 96-97.
Yeah, whether it was Jules Graham when he was being sacked and Stuart Houston was like temporary charge, and it was all over the place before Bruce Rioch probably got the job. But yeah, 96-97, and then obviously Arsene Wenger come in. That's the next season. And he turned it right around, and we managed to obviously get some good players in. Recruitment was excellent because Arsene Wenger knew everybody in Europe at that time.
Yeah,
he knew exactly how much they have to pay to get people with good qualities, and that's how it turned around. But it's not good. I mean, it's not good missing out on Europe because we was used to it. We got to obviously Winners' Cup final. 95, didn't we? We obviously Parma in 94, they won it. Arsenal. So we was used to being in cup competition, especially in Europe, and it was brilliant European nights. I used to love it
every year.
Highbury, and he was always packed.
Tottenham, Man United,
and obviously we had that spell at Wembley as well when we went there, Champions League, which was tough for us. That was tough.
Very good.
That was tough.